Hello, welcome to Art Friends. We are friends who like art, and my name is Opalia. And today I am joined by Coda,
That's me.
Coen Comer,
Hi.
and our very special guest, PopCross Studio.
Hello.
Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. We have a very special guest today. We have PopCross or Christian from YouTube. Would you like to introduce yourself real quick?
Hello. I am Christian, or PopCross, from YouTube, as Coda said.
Yay!
Yeah, I run an art channel called PopCross Studios.
Yeah,
And
he's like he's an upcoming YouTuber. He has like 20 subs or something. Be sure to subscribe to him. Really like support him. He makes some good content.
Coen, multiply that number by about 1,000, or no, by 100,000. Wait. By a lot of
yeah,
thousands.
The number of all.
By lots of thousands, and then you got a sub count.
Some thousands.
Nah, what are you talking about?
Some kind of math would get us there.
Some kind of math,
It's
indeed.
literally math.
We're all
Every
artists.
single
We don't do
problem in
math.
the world.
Luckily, we are not we're not math friends, but art friends.
Indeed. If I was good at math, I wouldn't be an artist. Anyways, so Christian, you do indeed run a YouTube channel, which is very cool, and it's going very good, and you're growing pretty rapidly. Like, you've been growing a lot recently.
Thanks.
So I figured it would be a good topic to talk about. The art side of YouTube, in a sense, just kind of the art community, how you'd run an art channel, so on and so forth.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know. Whenever I was like a teenager, I kind of started like a YouTube channel that never went anywhere, just because it seemed fun, you know?
What are you talking about? The whole reason we know you to this day is probably because of that YouTube channel.
It is.
The whole reason I know you is because I went on a Discord channel from a YouTube I don't even know, just because my sister asked me if I want to go there.
But Christian, what motivated you to start doing YouTube? You know?
I really just wanted to figure out a way to make a living with my art doing specifically what I wanted to do, because I'd already been working as an animator for pretty much exclusively other YouTube channels. So the first job that I ever had was at an alternative news site where I was doing animations and editing for their YouTube channel. And then I worked at a marketing agency for a bit, and then over at the Score Esports as an animator on their YouTube channel. And because all I was doing was animating for other people, I was enjoying myself, but I got to a point where I was like, this is fun, but I'd love to be working on stuff that I'm specifically passionate about.
Right.
I mean, esports was pretty cool. It's just not an industry that I am super passionate about myself. Whereas running a YouTube channel, I was like, well, I can start this and do literally whatever I want with it and see if people are willing to watch and get into it.
Man, imagine starting a YouTube channel like that.
That is the best thing about YouTube, is you can do literally anything. Like, people get millions of views for watching memes. Like, you know, if you have a passion, you can usually monetize it when it comes to YouTube.
God, I'm getting flashbacks to that one guy who literally screamed the entirety of the New Testament.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was, what did that have, like 9 million views? That was crazy.
Something
but there was
like
one
that.
dude who just screamed the entirety of the New Testament and got tons of money for it. So I mean, you can if that's what you're into, you can go for it.
Well, that's like anytime I am super happy with how my channel's going, but there's always the times where I'm scrolling through my newsfeed, come across a channel that's posted one video of a puppy sitting on a baby's head or something that's got 95 million views.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm doing
That's
well, but
probably
this channel
specific.
has 5 times my views from just one video that probably took them 3 minutes.
Exactly.
That's a bit unfortunate.
Anything can get big on YouTube.
That is true. Literally anything. That's the best and the worst part of the internet. I feel like people upload to YouTube even if they're not trying to be YouTubers. Like, Coen has uploaded YouTube videos somewhat regularly, even though he's not trying to be a YouTuber.
No, Coda, you
Sure.
just crushed my dreams. I'm actually trying become a YouTuber.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should not have assumed your YouTube status.
Did you just assume my YouTube status? I'm going to at you on Twitter right now.
Oh dear, just at me? You're not going to say anything?
Yeah, I'm just going to literally tweet at you right now. Just at Coda. And that's it.
I'm curious if you'll do it. Yes, I think that's the main appeal of YouTube, is you can do literally anything you want.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Would there be any other jobs like that y'all could think of? Because I can't think of another job that just lets you freely make anything.
Literally a freelancer.
No, because people pay you to make stuff.
Yeah, you still gotta conform to some people.
And there are usually specific projects that, I mean, if you get big enough, you can probably go and only take the projects that you're super passionate about. But when you're just like, oh, well, I gotta make money this week, so I will have to take this project from Big Diaper Corporation or something and just make an ad about their diapers or something like that.
Legitimately, the only recent commission I've had is to draw a baby for an album cover, so that's not too far off.
Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Very curious.
I can imagine what that email would look like. Like, just, hey, you have cool art. You know how to draw a diaper? If you do, we'll pay you to do it.
We'll
about
pay you in
manga?
diapers.
Yeah, we'll pay you in diapers. You got a kid? If not, you could still find a way to use them, probably.
Yeah, we'll pay you in diapers and exposure.
Yes, exactly.
You're an artist. That's all you need, right?
Yeah, we'll pay you in exposure, and if that's not enough, we'll throw in a couple diapers.
But there are some jobs like mangaka where you make your own comic or manga.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, obviously, YouTube is like a big way of getting like a bigger community to watch your like comic or stuff like that,
Yeah,
or like just the random stuff you want to do.
exactly.
But I do feel like both mangakas and YouTubers you have to be basically a work addict, because otherwise you're not gonna make it.
The irony
that's
that
true.
I'm making YouTube even though I'm the least kind of work addict person.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
because you are literally your own boss, which means no deadlines. There was a TED Talk, I forget exactly who it was by, but basically he said procrastinators work by deadlines. There's he boiled it down to 3 characters, and one of them was a deadline monster, where basically once you start getting close to
Oh yeah,
a
with the
deadline,
procrastination monkey and such.
yes, once you
I
get
watched
close
that.
to a deadline, that's when you actually start doing work. But when you're a YouTuber, there's no such thing as deadlines, so some people will just never start doing work.
Right.
So you kind of have to love what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, it can help on YouTube that it's far easier to grow your channel and get consistent views if you do set a strict schedule for when your videos are going to come out. It's not the only way, because like even James Ray is the box office artist. I've talked to him about it, and he has never had a set day that he always uploads stuff until recently. Now he's doing a video every single day, which is cool. But or every single weekday, I think. But
That's intense.
yeah, so you don't necessarily have to do it, but I've tried to keep a consistent schedule, just because, for one thing, I like to have a time that people can expect the videos, because I know, I mean, actually, I guess with my favorite channels, I don't necessarily always know when they upload, but I know some people try to be or enjoy being excited for when the video is going to come out, and come comment on it right as it's coming out. But also, just from YouTube algorithm standpoint, it's better to have a consistent time that you always upload at, because it just kind of, actually, I was gonna try and go into it, but I don't even totally understand the algorithm. I just know that's a thing that helps.
Does anybody do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube understands the algorithm.
They put some numbers in, and it works somehow.
It was like a kid drawing. It just kind of worked out eventually.
Yeah.
Literally me doing the thumbnails.
Exactly. But I think when it comes to uploading consistency, not only does it help the algorithm, but like you were saying about getting excited, it's more likely for someone to check your channel than it is for a video to pop up in their feed. So if they know when to check your channel, then they can go watch the video manually, which is much more likely than them just finding it randomly.
Right. Yeah.
So having a consistent upload schedule, people will check your videos rather than just wait for them to appear and watch. Probably, like, statistically, I'm sure having a consistent upload schedule leads to more views per person.
Right, yeah.
Another, like, I have noticed that your schedule has kind of ingrained itself into my subconscious. Because at this point, every time that I'm like, sometimes I'll just be like, man, I haven't had any, like, PopCross content in my brain for a while. Wait, what day is it? Oh, it's Monday. He's uploading in like 3 minutes. What?
Perfect.
That happens every single time. And I feel like the only times that you break schedule is when you upload a bonus video, which is just, what?
Yeah, I try to keep it consistent except for the bonus ones. And live streams, which I always say I'm going to do more of after I do one. And then I wait like 3 months before doing another.
That's fair.
Oh, I want to do live streams too.
Yes, that'll be fun. We need to do an Art Friends live stream eventually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Live friends.
The only reason why I wanted to get bigger on YouTube is literally for live streams, so I have lots of people to talk to.
Aw, that's wholesome.
Yeah.
The only wholesome thing I ever do.
Well, live streaming does
Not
really help grow a channel early on.
Really?
Because just the video, that was something I guess it could have changed because the algorithm seems to change all the time. But early on, I was told that on a YouTuber course or something I was taking, that a lot of people see faster growth when they're live streaming more frequently. And that's largely because YouTube really loves lengthy content and they want people to stay on YouTube for as long as possible. So if people are, even if you only have 4 people sitting and watching the entirety of your live stream, that's the if it's like a 3-hour live stream or 4-hour live stream, that's the equivalent of, like 600 people watching for a few minutes or something like that.
Right.
The best way to be a YouTuber is to be a Twitch streamer.
Yeah.
Gotta mark that down.
Heard it here first. The best way to be a YouTuber is don't.
Oh, we should really make a stream.
Yeah, but it would be smart to have like longer videos. Another thing I found out about YouTube recently is I was listening to the KMS podcast, and they said that like YouTube doesn't promote videos that are like just audio and like just a still image for the video.
Right.
We've
So
come.
my idea with the speed paint was good. Ha!
Yeah, it was a really freaking idea. Like when I heard that, I was like, "Ha! We dodged that bullet."
But I think recently, and PopCross, or Christian rather, you you have to upload art videos, which drawing takes a long time as compared to someone who can upload daily because they just react to memes. So like you can't upload super consistently, and then there's a level above that of animators who can upload like once every 2 months. But recently some animators have broken the system and are getting like every video on trending, and it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I think that's interesting.
Didn't you wanna, when you were starting the channel, I remember you were called like PopCross Animations, and you wanted to do animation and animation storytime videos?
Yes. So the reason I'd started doing that originally is because I was working as an animator for other YouTube channels at the time, and I saw channels like Odd Ones Out, and I was just like, wow, these guys are getting big as people going into being a YouTube animator, not having done animation at all before. So I was super cocky and was like, well, I'm a professional animator. I can get really big doing this. But obviously it's about the personality and being really engaging and entertaining with the voiceover and audio. And it's just hard to build an audience in general, especially early on. But yeah, so it's really cool to see people who can upload less frequently because they can put so much more care and effort into their videos, and I think like at this point now, Odd Ones Out has a team of people working with him, which is super cool that he can afford to pay other animators and only upload so infrequently. It's just encouraging.
60 million sprinkles.
Yeah. So many sprinkles.
So many sprinkles. You need to PopCross or Chris. I'm saying it too now. You guys have influence.
I didn't even say anything. Literally.
Oh, dang. We need to make Opalia talk more.
No.
But, Chris, for your 1 million sub special, I expect 1 million jars of peanut butter.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing more,
It'd be
nothing
so
less.
expensive, you know?
1 million jars of peanut butter, not like 1 million like ounces. It's like a jar.
The Great Wall of Canada.
Maybe just
Something
make
like that.
like 1 million like milliliters of peanut butter.
I feel like
that's
that would
still a
still
lot.
be super expensive.
I mean, yeah, but it would be more plausible than 1 million peanut butter jars, you know?
What if you made the largest peanut butter sandwich?
Oh.
Now, I was picturing this in my head of 1 million jars of peanut butter on a sandwich, and I immediately pictured the fact that you do not take the peanut butter out of the jars to make the sandwich. It is.
He's just himself the butter knife or something like that.
Oof. Okay,
Oh, no.
let's not get into this.
I think that would be too artsy.
I also
Okay.
enjoy the idea of someone who doesn't watch my channel listening to this and having no idea where this peanut butter talk is coming from.
Yeah.
Imagine not watching any channels.
Funny that you should mention that, Apollo, because Chris, how
Mhm.
much YouTube do you actually watch as a YouTuber?
Damn, that was such a smooth transition. Sorry.
So I think I would kind of have a two-part answer because I do watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't actually watch a ton of art YouTube anymore. I do still
Okay.
sometimes, but I used to watch more art YouTubers while I was at my job as an animator. I would have stuff going in the background and specifically be looking for channels that talk about their process and what they've learned and stuff like that. I really liked, he's a freelancer for he's worked on League of Legends and a bunch of other stuff, but Keenan Lafferty's channel.
I was about to say, that sounds
yeah.
like Keenan Lafferty. Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think his channel's called KNKL, but that's what his episodes are called.
It's not. That's like his main tutorial series, I think.
Right.
It's
yeah,
so good.
yeah, they're so great. That's where I learned to enjoy drawing backgrounds, actually, is an episode that he had made on drawing backgrounds and talk how to map it out with just shapes instead of thinking about the actual objects that are going there. Now I still don't love drawing buildings, but I really love drawing trees and mountains and environments like that. But
That's
yeah,
super
so
cool.
spinning back to the question, which was, I think it was how much YouTube I actually watch. I do still occasionally watch like Casey Golden, Draw with Fluff, Ross Draws, Lavender Town, but the stuff that I watch most is from either Mr. Sunday Movies, who's been my favorite YouTuber and my favorite podcast forever, and Corridor Crew with their VFX Artist React series, which was obviously a huge inspiration on my Illustrator React series.
I can see that now.
I basically just ripped off their format, but with comics and with just one person.
Wait a minute, are you saying that VFX Artist React influenced Illustrator Reacts?
Yep. That's basically the origins of Illustrator Reacts. I like what they're doing. I'm gonna do it with.
I mean, that traces back to episode 2 again, which is Steel.
Yes. So I think it might be fun because we've touched on it with how animators and artists have to upload less frequently, or they don't have to, but they can't upload more frequently rather, because they have to put so much work into the videos with illustrating and animating. So, what do you think are the consequences of like being an art YouTuber? How would you go about being an art YouTuber as opposed to different YouTubers?
I think one thing you'd have to do is plan out what kind of art you're going to be making, because if you have a super elaborate art style where all the art that you make that you really like is really detailed, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to upload consistently.
Right.
Which, as we've said, less frequent uploaders can still get big, but it's very rare for people who are uploading less frequently to start building their audience, unless they have a pre-built audience somewhere else on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. But so I would say, so what helped with my videos early on when I switched over from an animation channel to an art channel, and I made that switch because I was like, you know what? I like drawing better. I'm not sure I'm a good enough illustrator that people are going to want to follow me, but I'm just going to go with this anyway and hopefully improve as I go, which is exactly what ended up happening. But the art that I was doing early on when I was still working full-time somewhere else was a lot more simple, cartoony, and less detailed so that I could get it done faster.
Uh-huh.
And then now that I run my channel full-time, it's I've gotten to develop my style to be more detailed. But you can still build an audience with a simpler, cartoonier style. I mean, especially if you look at someone like Drawfee, a lot of the art that they do is very simple and cartoony in style. Even Lavender Town, her art style is more elaborate, but it is still a cartoon art style that's probably a lot faster to do than, say, what James Reyes, box office artist, does on his channel. He can do his stuff quickly because he's worked professionally in the industry for years and years. But
he just does it directly, no sketch needed.
yeah, it's crazy.
But
it's
yeah,
awesome.
Drawfee also is able to upload super frequently because all their videos take about as long to record as the actual video. So if it's a 20-minute video, that took 20 minutes to record, you know?
Yeah, I constantly underestimate how good they are at art because they do it like in real time. But yeah, we kind of touched upon it earlier, but one thing I would really like to talk about is that, to me at least, the art side of YouTube is divided into two categories with a huge amount of gray area in between them, actually, which is the more entertainment side and the more educational side. In my head, I like to have two examples, which are like on the education side, it's more like Proco and Metal Sycra, that sort of stuff. And then on the entertainment side, there's more Jazza and Lavender Town and Casey Golden and stuff.
But it depends with Lavender Town because she sometimes does educational type videos.
Yeah, sure. And Chris, you do like art advice videos too sometimes.
Yeah, I've tried to walk the line of entertainment and teaching learning stuff by doing like in a lot of the videos I do, I'll have half of the time I'm telling a story or doing lore or something for the character I'm drawing, and then half the time I'll talk about the process that I'm going through because I know that was super helpful to me as I was becoming better at art. I would just always have videos like that going in the background. But also with YouTube, it's generally easier to build an audience if you're doing entertainment stuff, just because someone can watch an entertainment video that's art focused even if they're not trying to become an artist, whereas if it's an art tutorial video, only people that are trying to become artists are going to watch that.
Jazza, I think the reason he's seen so much success is because he's as good or better an entertainer than he is an artist.
Yeah, exactly. That's really the big thing is if you're a good entertainer and people kind of fall in love with your personality, some people will follow you regardless of what your channel's about. I mean, the person that I reference a lot for this is Unlisted Leaf, who does Pokemon card unboxings basically, which doesn't sound remotely like something I would have been interested in watching, and yet I've watched hundreds of his videos and I admittedly got more into Pokemon cards from watching his stuff, but he was just such an entertaining, fun personality that I would just throw his videos on in the background whenever I was working for a while.
I feel personally for me, I think they're both super valuable to have, even if it's not particularly educational and just super fun and entertaining to watch. A child or someone else who might watch that will or might or can still go like, oh dang, art is cool, I want to draw. And then you go down the deep rabbit hole of finding all sorts of art YouTubers who have collabed and recommended each other and put each other in the description and follow each other. And then you suddenly find yourself subscribed to 800 channels, and you find that you need like 1 hour every morning to watch at least like 5% of your feed in the morning. Definitely not me, by the way. No.
Just for context, Coen's watch later list is about, was it like 300 hours?
More.
Wow.
It is
Nice.
like there's a lot of freaking 5-hour like instructional videos, and I haven't had time to watch them yet because I also have like freaking Netflix and online courses. But yeah, I like even with all that instructional material, I still watch entertainment stuff. Like yeah, because like if you slam too much educational videos into your brain, you will just keep like it at some point it's full and you need some time to process it all and draw it out basically. And in that downtime, you can draw and watch more entertaining videos. Like especially after I've done like 5 straight days of just watching educational stuff and drawing until my wrist just detaches. I find that watching like a couple or like multiple hours of really fun and entertaining art videos really helps me just get right back in there. Like if you're not having that much fun with art, look up a couple of good, like really freaking good entertainment art videos like Christian, and watch
Thank
and
you.
just binge watch them and then get back to it and have fun because that's
Yeah, it can definitely be hard to maintain your passion for it if you're just doing intense like anatomy courses
yeah
or perspective courses or things like that. And yeah, as you were saying, you need to say if you have just done a long tutorial on learning how to draw leg muscles, if you immediately jump into arm and torso and head shape and all that, you're going to just forget everything you learned about the leg muscles. That's why the course that I always really like, that I reference all the time, Neil Fontaine on Udemy, he like tells you, he lays out all the different muscles, you have to draw them, and then says, okay, now stop, put the video and draw this like 30 times until you know it by heart, and then you can move on to the next part.
That actually, like, having that leg to draw like 50 times or 30, that sounds like such a boring chore.
Oh, it is. It was. But it worked. That's the problem.
I don't
It
care.
works.
I'd rather be bad than be bored.
dang.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that was a fun topic to touch on, especially, and there was something else, because like we said, the art community is divided kind of into education and entertainment, even though there's a lot of gray area in between. But something else I've noticed about the art community is how hecking positive it is. It's so nice.
It's so good.
It's just I never, or I almost never see hate comments on art videos, like, period.
Like I saw one recently and I was truly shocked.
I was just like, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be under a comedy video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, wait, Chris, how much hate comments do you get?
It depends on the kind of video. When I was doing more Illustrator Reacts videos, I was getting way more. But now I've realized usually if I see a bunch of hate comments, for one thing, I'll usually go look at the person's name in my in the back end on YouTube, and I'll end up seeing, oh, I've gotten a ton of hate comments recently, but they're all from this one person, and then I can just hide them from the channel so they can still comment, but I can't see their comments anymore. So they're just shouting. They're just, because if I block them, suddenly I'm losing the engagement from them commenting, and I'm losing the view from them. But if I just hide them from my feed, then suddenly they're stuck shouting into the void forever, thinking that I'm seeing their hate.
It's
but
like
really,
screaming
they're just
with
helping
someone.
me out.
It's like screaming at someone with AirPods on.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a nice idea at all, but now that you exposed your way of doing it, so they know.
I know. Now, if they ever listen to this, they'll go make a second account and start posting the hate comments from that. But
little do they know you can just do it again.
But yeah, but the other actually fun tidbit from a YouTuber standpoint, the other upside is if I start seeing a bunch of hate comments, that usually is a good sign to me that YouTube is pushing my videos out to more people that don't know. Because if you're getting just nice comments, the people, your audience that's subscribed to you is only going to leave nice comments or isn't going to comment because they already like you, or else they wouldn't be following you. So when you start getting a bunch of hate comments, it's like, oh, okay, YouTube is pushing my videos out to more people. So it's, even though it can be annoying getting a bunch of hate in a row, it's usually a good sign to be like, oh, well, people good.
Christian, you need to shout us out so we can finally get some hate comments. It's like,
oh, I plan to.
Comments.
Like I
plan to.
We had,
and I'll be all the hate comments. I'll leave some hate comments. Just thanks.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
Make sure you just tear into us. I'll give you a list of my insecurities if you'd like.
Make sure to insult our dogs.
I'll
Not
just
the dog.
I'll just comment, y'all are trash. Like a frowny face. And you have to pin that comment on the video. But the problem is anyone who just randomly clicks on the video not knowing or not getting to this part will be like, wow, that guy was a jerk. What's wrong with him?
Wasn't he the guest? Man.
Let Christian know. Coda, cut this part out.
Yeah, you're right. If you're getting hate comments, it's kind of a positive thing. So if you just mute the people and or don't let it get to you, then you can celebrate it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to mention it before, but I checked. I feel like I checked, and this whole YouTube channel, the whole Art Friends YouTube channel, hasn't had a single dislike so far.
Oh, nice. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to dislike all the videos.
Good.
Christian, you are being so kind to us right now.
Oh man, we really needed this. Thank you for the support.
Yes.
What a relief.
Yes.
What a relief. I thought we were going too good.
No, I'm actually going to make sure I've hearted all the videos or liked all the videos. I've liked all the ones I've watched. I used to never really hit the like buttons on videos I watched until I started making YouTube videos, because I didn't. Actually, it was probably when Mr. Sunday Movies, my favorite YouTuber, started saying near the beginning of his videos to hit the like button, and he tries to make it funny in some way and says like, this helps with algorithm stuff somehow, just do it. And that's when I kind of started doing it, because I didn't really think about the fact that it helped. But yeah, so everyone listening to this right now out there smash that like button right now.
Let's hit 10 likes and we'll do a special episode of Art Friends where we reveal Christian's password.
We'll do a face reveal. I mean, you can buy face on all my videos. We'll do a face reveal anyway.
Yes. Anyways, I think we should try to veer back on topic a little bit.
Let's talk about furry YouTubers.
No.
So,
welcome to this episode
we have
of Friends.
There's actually like a toy here in Germany that is called For Real Friends.
Oh.
I think we have that too.
Yeah, imagine the Netherlands and Germany being close to each other and having similar stuff. Man, crazy.
Dang.
I think an interesting thing to touch on was relating to art YouTubers is that you don't need to have a certain skill level to start a YouTube channel. So exactly. I think even Christian said this earlier. When he started, he was just like, I'm gonna improve as I go through the videos.
Exactly. Yeah, well, that's even just from a career standpoint. That was kind of got into it too. The first job I got as an animator, technically I wasn't hired as an animator at first. I was hired as an editor, but then I pitched them an idea because I was okay at animating and drawing. Well, I was better at animating, not as good at drawing. And they were like, okay, yeah, you can try this, and we'll see if it works. And I made it. They loved it. Then they hired me as an animator, even though really at that point, if you look back at what I was making then, I was not very good at drawing. Like, it just was not something that you'd look at and be like, this guy could definitely be a professional. But I just found someone who was willing to pay me for my work, and from there just kept improving and improving because I enjoyed what I was doing. And it's that same kind of thing on YouTube. You just, if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel for anything, not even just art, just start doing it, because not only will you improve as you're going, but it'll be so much fun for people once you do have an audience to go back to your very first videos and see, wow, this person's really improved a lot. And that then gives them encouragement to see that they can start doing something and just get better at it as they go.
Uh, actually, this channel happened pretty much just me being, like Coen and I talking about podcasts and like how Coda and I could be in the Comercast. Then we were, but what if we do like a YouTube channel? And then we were like, how about now? And then we
Yeah.
made the channel. The next day we just recorded the video, uploaded it, and okay, sure.
Yeah, the entire thing happened in the span of 48 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and see, we're just having a good time with it. We don't have good mics. We don't, we're just having fun with it.
Poor Mike. Why do you always have
Exactly.
to be so mean to him?
Yeah, freaking Coda, that's really offensive. Say
I
something.
apologize, Mike.
Yeah, no, he's crying, so he can't talk anymore. What the hell, Coda?
Yeah, I think that logic does apply to anything, and kind of especially YouTube, because it's like with anything, if you want to do it, just do it. But like with YouTube, you can just do it. Like let's say I want to open up a company. Well, you gotta work, you gotta get money, you gotta get connections. But with YouTube, if you say I want to start a YouTube channel, all you gotta do is like make an email, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think it's one of those things that like we said, we started Art Friends within a 24-hour period of deciding we wanted to start Art Friends. So yeah, and so or 48, whatever. So let's say someone watching this decides, yeah, I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. I'm gonna do an art YouTube channel. Do you have any tips? Because you grew very rapidly. Like, you grew super fast at one point, Christian. So do you have any tips
Right.
on how to grow a channel or how to gain an audience from nothing?
I think as much as people generally want to hear the how do you explode, but the most important thing is building the core audience of people that are going to keep watching your stuff even when you're not on a big uptick of growth. So it's but one of the big things that really helped is starting a Discord, which was Cohen's idea for me. Cohen started and runs and brought on all the moderators for the PopCross community Discord. So thank you again, Cohen.
You're welcome.
But so and also as a bit of a tangent, Discord is way better at sending notifications than YouTube is. So a lot of people that come watch the videos right as they're coming out are coming from Discord instead of YouTube. But oh shoot, that tangent just threw off my train of thought. Oh, tips, right? Okay, so the most important thing, in my opinion, is building that core audience by really engaging with people. Until you're at something like 10,000 subscribers, reply to every single comment that comes in. Unless it's something really horrible and rude, you can just, don't bother replying to really toxic people. But even if it's someone
soap.
Is that
That's a compliment, I'd say. You bathe regularly.
That
Just
actually
just ask certain people. That's the
That
Oh
worst
my
rem-
god,
insult.
you're disgusting. You shower daily?
that reminds me of my favorite hate comment I've ever gotten on the channel.
Oh, yes,
it was
please.
back when
What is it?
It was back when I was doing animation videos, so the channel was still really, really small, and I don't think I was even in the video. And I think it was a video I made about how 2D animation is still thriving, just in a different way, with shows like BoJack Horseman, which we were talking about earlier, and like Netflix and all that kind of stuff. And it's just not frame by frame hand drawn as much anymore.
Right.
But anyway, so I on that video, which I'm pretty sure I didn't appear in because it was just animated. The comment just said, "You probably smell awful. You probably smell rancid. Go take a shower." I rewatched the whole video trying to figure out what they were referencing. Like if I'd said something about smells and I never figured it out. I thought it was so hilarious and out of nowhere. It was such a mysterious comment. I couldn't figure out
So
why
funny.
the person said.
If I got that comment, I'd immediately look behind me.
Maybe it was my roommate at the time.
Maybe it was
Imagine
Coen on the
that.
back.
Your roommate walks in, and you're like, who left this comment? Your roommate walks in. He's like, hey, bro, found your channel. Left you some comment support.
But when you post a hate comment under this video, I will or either me or the Art Friends channel will reply to you. You smell like soap.
Perfect. The ultimate hate.
Yeah, we've come full circle because you smelled rancid and took a shower. Now you smell like soap.
Hey.
There we go. I did it.
Yay,
Mission
you finally
accomplished.
smell good. Well,
But
well
like,
sentence.
I exclusively insult Canadian people with "you smell like soap."
How so?
I thought you were just gonna end it at I exclusively insult Canadian people.
He does, but also just with that one
Yeah,
specific
so
insult.
that's his only insult he uses.
Yeah.
I mean, Canadian people are too nice to be insulted.
Wait, I'm going to.
They're in peppered, dang.
Oh, wait a minute.
Insult.
Okay, so this was a huge tangent from me giving advice. So just
Yeah, I
to
need
finish off the thought
I need
process
to. I need to
that,
insult one person who isn't Canadian, and then we can finish off.
go for it.
Coen, you suck at art. Anyhow, continue.
No.
No, Coen!
Lies.
That's
We got
fake
him.
news.
But yeah, I was enjoying that tangent, but also I want to make sure to give the advice.
Yes.
that,
Man,
so
Coen
yeah.
needs more people like you.
Really engage with your audience and because at the time when I was starting my channel, I watched lots of art channels, but I was never really engaging on them until one time. I think it was that I commented on one of Jazz's. I think I commented on Jazz's Spider Sona video. That might have been the first one I really commented on. That my comment I got there right as it came out, and a bunch of people liked my comment. And I forget what it was, but from my comment getting really liked, a bunch of people came over to my channel because they saw that the name of my channel was PopCross Animations at the time, and a lot of people watching Jazz's channel like animation, so they saw a decent normal name, like it didn't have a bunch of X's and 7s and 4s in it or something. It was just PopCross Animations. I had a decent icon, so they're like, oh, this is interesting, click away. So not just engaging with the people that are on your videos, but engaging in the comment sections of people whose videos are sort of similar to yours or are in the same
really
community
smart.
as yours. That's the biggest thing. Because also people will feel so much more connected to you if they've spoken to you and replied if you've talked to them, then they have that much more connection to you.
That's legitimately
really smart.
That's legitimately how I found your channel, by the way. Like, I watched the
Right.
Jazza video, I saw your icon and username, and I was like, I'm not interested. Then I watched the Box Office Artists video, and I saw your comment on one of your comments under it again, and I was like, huh, I recognize this guy. Time to check him out. Oh wait,
Well, there you go.
This is actually decent content, and he has like 1.8k subscribers. What? Freaking subscribe, watch all his videos in a day, leave some teen angst insecurity comments that you'll regret a lot later. Ask if he has a Discord server. Success. No.
And
That's
then you
kind of
became
how
the
I
king
love
of the Discord.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Sorta.
I think this is a fun point to bring up with that, which this isn't to say the only or best way to grow your channel is comments, but Justin Y is a famous YouTuber commenter. And he
Yes.
has left through
that's
only YouTube comments. I just looked it up. He is at 540,000 subscribers.
Wow, yeah. He's commented on some of my videos.
Really?
Yeah,
That
he's
is an
quite
honor.
That is when you know you've made it.
right.
Yeah.
I freaked out when I saw that. I was so excited. I think the video he commented on wasn't even one of the. I think it wasn't even a video that ended up doing very well. So I was like, oh, he probably regrets that because he probably would have wanted to comment on one of the bigger videos because that's how he
Maybe
gets
he'll
his-
comment on this video.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
Justin
If you would
Y.
comment on this one, I would just, I don't know, kiss my cat.
Oh, wholesome. But that's amazing. That's how you know you've made it, when Justin Y comments on one of your videos.
Yeah, I was so excited.
And when you've got a sponsorship.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely felt
Speaking of, Raid Shadow Legends is a new
No.
one.
No.
good.
But that is a fun thing to mention. PopCross, do you get many sponsorships or requests for sponsorships?
Yes. So I try to be very picky about the people that I accept for sponsorships. If because I make a decent amount of money from just the ad revenue off YouTube, I've been privileged enough to be picky about who I take on for ads.
Right.
But so I do get lots of messages. One of the big ones that I always have a hard time deciding on is I get lots of messages from people who make drawing tablets saying, hey, can you do a review of our drawing tablet? We'll send you one for free kind of thing. And I haven't taken on any of them because I'm always nervous about, for one, they obviously want me to promote their product and I don't know if I like it. And there's not really a way for me to try it out before agreeing to it. And I don't want to get the tablet, hate it, and then the two options there are either I make them feel terrible by putting out a video being like, yeah, this tablet's not very good, or I lie to my audience and just say, hey, this is great, and I'm saying that because they gave it to me for free.
The duck is holding a gun up to my head. This tablet is great.
I think first off, getting sponsorships is amazing, but second off, being able to be picky about them is even cooler. What would you say, like, do you need to, because I feel like one would need to have a brand to get sponsorships, you know, in a sense. It's hard to, if you upload inconsistently or your content's scattered in subject matter, even if you have a bunch of subscribers, to get sponsorships. I don't know. Do you feel like you need to have a brand or not?
It very likely helps. It's it's hard for me to give any specific advice on. The odds are, if you've gotten to a point where people are coming to you for sponsorships, you probably have inadvertently even at least created some kind of brand.
Right.
Because maybe inconsistency just kind of becomes a part of your brand in a way. But I don't know. It's it's hard for me to advise on because sponsorship opportunities just started coming to me when my channel got big enough. I thought I was going to have to go out and seek them out and find them, or some people get them from joining multi-channel networks, MCNs. But I just kind of started getting them, and the very first one I ever got was from Skillshare, which is the main people I wanted to do sponsored videos for because I already use Skillshare.
Very nice.
So yeah, I think having a brand, you're right, definitely does help a lot because I think that it just makes you look more professional. So sponsorships and companies will see you and be like, okay, we get what your idea is, we get what your personality is, and we're happy to associate our brand with your brand.
Right.
I don't think you have to actively build a brand for yourself, but I think it definitely does help.
And not only that, but say if you're an art YouTuber, you're gonna get tablets and markers asking to sponsor you. If you review cars, you're gonna get mechanics and car parts asking to sponsor you. So it helps the brands know. It helps certain brands know when to sponsor you if you have a brand yourself, because they're like, okay, this is someone who could use our product, or could his audience will use our product, because if artists watch artist and artists like Skillshare will sponsor artist.
Yeah, and then if you're more on the gaming side of YouTube, you might get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, which by the way is a sponsor.
I've been contacted by Raid before.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Good.
but I've never played the game, and it's like I think their character design is kind of cool, but I've never played the game myself, and it's not the kind of game I would normally play. Yeah, I've heard.
I mean, if a game has an autoplay button, it's not usually action packed.
Yeah.
But I'm curious. I don't know if this is you don't have to say anything if this is like not legal, but how was that interaction? I don't know if you're allowed to give that information.
No, I've only ever once had to sign a non-disclosure agreement with a company who I didn't end up doing a video with, and I guess I can't really say anything beyond that. But basically, it was a company that I know, and I was like, oh my god, it would be so cool to do something with them. And then they told me what it was for, and I just said, oh, I'm sorry, this isn't. I don't. I can't really go into more detail than that.
Yeah, no worries.
I just kind of sent them a thank you very much for thinking of me. If you have other products more in line with stuff that I enjoy, I would be very happy to work with you again in the future, but this isn't a product that I specifically want to market to my audience.
Yeah.
But with Raid, they kind of just contacted me, said, these are our rates, I think they said these are our rates. Usually people will ask you for your rates, but they said these are our rates. We want you to do an ad for this at the halfway point of the video for 60 seconds. Talk about blah blah blah. Does this interest you?
They got their system down.
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, there's a lot of that. There's a sort of almost stock email, not quite stock. They all write it in their own ways, but that comes through when people are looking for sponsorship stuff. From bigger companies usually, that will be like, send us your rates. This is our thing. We want this as the ad at this point of the video. Does this appeal to you?
Nice.
If this question isn't too private, but what is like the funniest sponsor like question where like someone asked you to sponsor you? Like,
I can't really think of any that I thought were funny in the sense of, oh, this is such a bizarre product. There have been some that, I don't know if you ever watch like compilations of Vines or TikToks or anything like that on YouTube, where they have those merch stores that are just a bizarre collection of weird shirts and sweaters.
Oh my God, I
That
know
like
that
some
everyone was
of
buying
the
it.
sweaters are kind of cool looking, but I just, that's not the kind of thing that I would market to people. And I've been earlier on, I was getting contacted by more of those kinds of ones, because I think generally, I might be speaking out of term here, but I think generally those are the lower paying sorts of ones. Yeah, so those ones were kind of funny. And then even I thought NordVPN contacting me was kind of weird, but I actually ended up doing the ads with them, and I really like NordVPN now. But yeah, so it's like I get contacted by some things that I just think, wow, this has nothing to do with what my channel's about. I find it odd that you want to do ads with me, but obviously there are some cases like with Nord where I was just like, yeah, all right, I like your product, I'll do this. I mean, I hadn't used their product at first, but after I started using it and got to try it out, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, this is great.
I mean, I found out you can just like say that you're in America and then watch American Netflix, and I was like, oh, honey.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted Always Sunny. That's what I loved about them. I'm always surprised how chill some of these big companies are with what I say in the ads. Because like when the ad I did for NordVPN, I literally just got to say, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is my favorite TV show. It's not on any streaming service here, but I'm watching it in the UK now with NordVPN. And I assumed that they were going to say, yeah, you can't talk about TV shows and blah, blah, like other specific TV shows. You have to be very vague about whatever. But no, I sent it over to them with all that. And they were like, cool, yep, that works.
That reminds me of the story you told with the one clip from Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yes, no, we that's
You
not a
need to
story
tell
I want
that
to tell.
story.
No, I think that's
You got it.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Actually, thinking about it, that didn't actually. Okay, so basically, there's an episode of It's Always. I feel like I have to explain It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia to people, just to make sure anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a show that's about the worst people imaginable, basically. Like the people writing the show are going, we are trying to make these really terrible people who all run a bar together.
Oh, that's funny.
It's about bad people, and I need to preface with that because the character that Danny DeVito plays is particularly bad, and they were doing an episode that I had going in the background while I was recording the ad for NordVPN. I just put on an episode that I really liked that was super funny, called Chardy McDennis 2 Electric Boogaloo, which is they built a board game. They were trying to pitch that board game to someone, and in the midst of making the board game, they all had to make flags for their team. And Danny DeVito's character, whose name is Frank, pulls up his flag in the background while I'm recording the ad, and I didn't notice that this was happening until I was done editing and about to send it to them. He pulls up his flag, which is 4 Fs that made the shape of a swastika. Which, like, again, the people writing the show are writing it. They're trying to make it really funny that these characters are terrible. So no one is actually trying to promote being a Nazi, but that came up in the background. So just as I'm recording this ad for NordVPN, there is a swastika in big bold in behind me, and I was just like, oh my god, almost sent this to them, and they never would have talked to me again. I would have definitely lost the sponsor.
Oh, imagine that interaction.
So, well, it would have been even worse if I hadn't noticed and somehow they hadn't noticed, because then that would have been so bad both for them and for me, and I just never would have gotten a sponsorship deal again.
With NordVPN, you can change your internet to come from wherever you want. America, the UK, Germany.
With NordVPN, you can anonymously chat in Nazi rooms.
God.
Dang.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Boiling right now, you know.
Yeah. So I put on a different episode and re-recorded the ad.
I can only imagine why.
They'd be like, "Hey, pretty good ad, but
we're not targeting that demographic, as nobody should."
Coda's going to be debating whether to leave this part in for like
it's
at least
going
15 minutes.
Well, I was heavily debating not telling the story, but you know, as long as people understand, and anyone who, it'll be even funnier for anyone who watches Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because as soon as I said Charlie McDennis 2 Electric Boogaloo, they probably realized where this was going.
It's that part.
Because he has that flag for most of the episode. It's terrible.
Coen, is that the part where you had the Opalia Boogaloo from?
No, that's just a general...
Electric Boogaloo is just kind of a meme.
Yeah, that's the best sequel title imaginable.
It is.
What's the movie it's from? It's from an actual movie sequel. Hit the Streets or something. It's like a dance movie from the 80s.
Oh, that brings so much context.
It's something like Hit the Streets 2 Electric Boogaloo.
That brings so much context to it. But either way, Electric Boogaloo is just the best sequel title. I feel like there's two main memed ones for sequels, and that's Boogaloo and Crybaby after Devilman came out.
Oh, yeah.
But Electric Boogaloo is so much better.
So the movie from 1984 is called Breakin', with no G at the end. Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, I need to watch this movie just because the title is so legendary.
It has 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, now I want to watch
images
it
from
more.
it are super fly looking. A lot of people in leather vests and funky shoes.
Oh my. I need to watch that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Talking about needing to watch that, Coda, we didn't finish the episode yet, and I'm still...
Well,
I'm suffering.
Oh, Violet Evergarden.
Oh, that...
Yes, Coen. It still didn't happen.
Opalia and I were watching Violet Evergarden together, and I had to go like 5 minutes through an episode, and we haven't finished it yet, and Opalia is like... it's like breaking down.
As someone who watches like a show regularly, I'm literally watching it right now in the background. It's painful.
You're watching it while we're recording an episode.
Watch Full Metal Alchemist at any point in time, doing anything.
Yeah, I actually listen to music in the meantime too.
Is it okay if I jump away really quickly to go to the washroom?
Yes, I was actually thinking I should do the same thing. So
okay, perfect. I was drinking a large glass of water while we were talking.
I
definitely have to. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Reminds me of episode 2.
Good started.
Since Coda isn't here. So anyways, Coen, let's talk about...
Yeah, I love figure drawing Opalia.
Oh man.
What's your
such a fun
favorite part of the
episode.
human body?
It's actually the ears.
The ears?
Because they're so swirly. And like the inside of the ears, like with the spiral.
Uzumaki.
What's your favorite part of the body?
I'm back.
Hi, Coda.
Coda's definitely my favorite part of the body.
Don't say that.
Do not. I don't know actually. I know why, but I like hands like quite a lot.
Right? They're spooky, but I like them.
Like they're somewhat
They
hard to
pretty
draw,
much
but I really
come in
like them.
handy in our daily life.
My favorite part of the body is is the eyes.
Really?
The
How
eyes.
so?
Because they're the most expressive thing. So like the eyes and the eyebrows, that general region, and the eyes are like very just pretty. Like
I feel like the face and the hands are the most expressive parts of the human body.
I love how Coen and I went like hands and like ears, and Coda's just like, yeah, eyes, like a very romantic person.
Hey,
I'm back.
hello.
Chris, what's your
favorite
part of the
the
human
body?
The back?
Oh,
that's
that's
interesting.
fun. That was different. I said eyes.
I said,
Oh.
ears.
Actually,
said
yeah,
hands.
I'd say back or forearms.
Oh, forearms
Why
are great too.
forearms?
I like forearms. Well, see, I really like rock climbing, and the things that you
Oh.
work the most when rock climbing
Oh,
are your
right.
back and forearms.
I did not
So
know
I-
you did rock climbing. That's fun.
Yeah, it's. I mean, not so much in the last few months because
Yeah.
everything's closed, but so instead I just have a chin-up bar and have been using that every day to make sure I don't lose my rock climbing edge.
Yeah. No pun
Man,
intended.
imagine being muscular without anything else.
Imagine being spaghetti.
I like spaghetti. They're very
Don't
good.
say that in this context.
Honestly, though, spaghetti with bolognese, good.
Yes.
Okay.
It's pasta. There was one more thing I wanted to say. I'm trying to remember what it was because we went on a huge tangent just now, which is going to be hilarious. But
Yeah. You just wait until you hear what we talked about when you guys were gone.
oh no,
Uh-huh.
I'm scared.
Obviously, what's our favorite part of the human body?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I
hold
was
on.
as another tangent. I was telling Opalia just before we started recording how when I went to the washroom before we started recording, my light went out immediately after turning it on, and now as I went to the washroom again, which has probably been edited out, or maybe it hasn't, I don't know. As I went back in, the light spontaneously turned back on and is working again.
The duck.
Well,
Oh.
no, that won't
Coen!
happen. That won't happen, Coda.
Also, did Coen talk about
No.
the duck on the recording or before
No.
the recording?
I was technically recording it, but it was before the episode started, so I could fit it in somewhere.
They don't
Just
need
another
to know,
out of
Coda.
context joke.
Yes.
They don't need to know.
Just out of context stuff is fun, right, Coda?
Right. Oh, that's something we didn't talk about. What does your routine look like for recording, and like what do you do? Do you get up? Do you write down video ideas?
I never get up. I always stay lying down.
Oh, of course.
No,
yes.
Um,
All the
Damn.
videos are shot with you lying down. The background is just a cardboard painted to look like a background.
exactly.
No, he's still
my
laying down, but his bed can actually sit him up.
my bed sheets are just a big photo of my room, so I can lie on my bed, and it looks like I'm sitting up in my room.
Yeah, please.
Oh.
Such a funny idea for a bed sheet.
A photograph of your own room.
Yes.
Oh man, next time Coda will show us his room, it will just be like his room, but on his bed, and he's like stuck.
Oh, I need to make it to where it's like roomception, where I can keep zooming out, and it just keeps being images on the bed sheet of my room.
Forever, infinite room.
Infinite rooms.
Man, it's
Um,
very roomy in here, huh?
Hey.
Look, Chris, at what time do you go to sleep? At what time do you wake up? And what do you do during the day?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. So, I during the summer and winter, I get up at slightly different times. During the winter, I get up a bit later because it's darker out
Uh-huh.
for longer. But during the summer times, I usually get up around 6:30, and I'll just immediately. Well, I'll do a stretch routine usually because there was a while there when I was working like 80 hours a week and pretty much all of that was drawing and animating, that my arms started getting really uncomfortable and I started having hand problems until I started doing an arm and hand stretch routine at the beginning of the day, which has helped out a ton, and I recommend it to anyone who draws for something like 7-8 hours a day.
That's interesting.
But so
I haven't been doing that. Oops.
When you're an old grandpa like me, that's when you'll have to start doing it. But yeah, so I stretch. I usually do. It depends on if it's a day where I'm doing more drawing or filming. But usually I'll start the day with a drawing, just stretch routine, draw while drinking the coffee, and then once I'm finished that first drawing, usually either be super excited about the fact that I've got at least one good drawing ready for the video, or start panicking about the fact that one of the videos in the drawing is going to be bad, and then go have breakfast, come back, do 2 more drawings, or start filming, depending on if it's a filming or a drawing day. And somewhere in there, I'll be writing the stories for my characters and the lore for the characters. Usually before the drawings, but sometimes after or during the drawing, I'll get some ideas and edit things. And it can also depend on the kind of video I'm making, because obviously sometimes I haven't done them as frequently recently, but there's the Illustrator Reacts videos where I'm not drawing anything for those and I have to go and research different artists. So really every day can look very different, but the basic routine is get up, stretch, work for 3 hours, breakfast/lunch, work for another 6 or 7 hours, usually until around 5 or 6 or so. And then some days, on Mondays and Fridays, a video will go out at 5 and I'll reply to comments for an hour, or I'll just finish work if a video's not coming out and go try to not think about work for a bit.
The fact that you said you stay up at 6 a.m. kind of creeps me out. Or 6:30.
Opalia likes to sleep. And
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm still awake at that time, please.
well, here's the thing. I don't know if you consider it sleeping in when you're nocturnal, but Opalia is nocturnal. Basically.
I'm very nocturnal.
But I think that's interesting that it is a full-time job. Like, I feel like people don't realize how much work goes into YouTube videos.
But yeah, because they're like the end product that people are seeing that's only 15 minutes long, and seeing the drawing take only 3 minutes in the course of the video, it can seem to people from afar that this is a pretty quick thing to make. But usually each of those drawings takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. The filming the video, editing the video, adding some little animations and cutaways to make sure it's a little bit more fun and lively. Writing the stories for all the characters, and then even just making the thumbnail and curating the video can take a long time, trying to figure out what tags you should use and can use that will get people to watch this video. I usually go through... Pardon?
What are tags?
Tags, when you upload a video, you can pretty much do like hashtag PopCross, hashtag podcast, hashtag art, hashtag, you know?
Yeah, exactly. YouTube kind of buries them when you're uploading the videos nowadays. Like, it almost seems like they're not encouraging people to use them for some reason, but they really do help. A big, actually, side tip that I learned when I was working at an advertising agency that mostly worked with YouTube stuff is to try and always triple up on the hot keywords of the video. So you have, like, let's say I'm drawing Spider-Man in a video. I want to make sure to have Spider-Man in the title, in the description, and in the tags, because that really optimizes search engine searching of people that type in Spider-Man to get prompted for your video.
Our title will now
our
be...
description is just like PopCross. Don't know about it. Like, don't ask us.
Don't ask.
PopCross hate comments? Question mark?
PopCross podcast gone
PopCross
wrong?
exposed?
Yeah, wait, we haven't exposed you in this podcast yet.
We did.
Oh.
Wait, have
We
we?
just talked about his bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
That's about as exposed.
And his bed.
PopCross never
And his
changes
bed.
his lights? Question mark?
PopCross has a bedsheet of his room.
PopCross is a vampire?
I wouldn't be surprised. All of my friends seem to turn into vampires eventually.
Vampires.
Is that because you're a
Us.
vampire and you're biting them?
Oh,
No.
Coen, if
Oh,
all your friends
Coen.
turn into vampires, you might be the problem.
You do have an obsession with teeth.
Oh my god. Coen is the
Coen
one
Commerce,
hurricane all of them.
vampire? Question mark?
Wait.
Oh, sorry guys, I'm getting called. Have to go. Bye.
He just uses the duck.
Yeah, I'm getting called, have to go, and you run out the door, and you're like, it's day.
That's actually how I react when about it.
I have a healthy sleeping schedule, thank you very much.
I do so myself, it's just American.
I have a healthy sleeping schedule.
Actually, I wake up at 6:30 American time.
Yeah, Opalia and I do go to sleep and wake up around the same time, which is disturbing.
No, I actually wake up earlier. How dare?
But I think you were talking about. I forget exactly what you were talking about. Your daily routine. That's correct. There we go.
Is that what? Oh yeah, because you'd mentioned how. Yeah, it really is a full-time job.
Yeah, it's so much work. People don't realize, because you know how we were saying earlier, if you want to make a YouTube channel, just do it, but also be prepared, just mentally prepared to devote, if this takes off, a ton of your time to it.
Yeah, because even especially now, with COVID stuff happening, it's been easier for me to spend more time on work without having to think about it, because obviously I'm not hanging out with friends or anything. But I mean, I do stuff like this, like voice chats and whatever.
Right.
But so I'd say over the time that I've been full time on my YouTube channel, which is approaching a year now, I've probably still averaged 60-hour work weeks. Which is less than I was doing when I was working a full-time job and doing YouTube on the side, but that's still significantly
like a full
more.
Job. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it does take a lot.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm done.
The things you will have to make time for it. You cannot expect it to edit itself. Even a podcast. I was thought that I said PopCross, and I was like, wait. Even a podcast needs editing. You wouldn't believe it, but oh my, does it need editing, right, Coda?
Yeah.
Especially this one.
Wait, how long have we
we've had a lot of tangents. But yeah, I guess if I'll give some final note on running YouTube channel, that the fact that if you do continue with it and end up growing to a place where it can become a full-time job, it will be for sure a full-time job, and one that you spend more than a normal full-time job would probably take time-wise. So it just really, really does have to be something that you are obsessed with and absolutely love.
Exactly.
So just if you're doing a channel, and also, but on the side of that, I really liked that when I finally started to get a channel going well, PopCross Studios, which was originally PopCross Animations. When I started, I went super broad. I said, this is just going to be a channel about animation and drawing, and I'm just going to do everything under the sun that I get inspired to do. And then from there, I whittled down more of a niche. I didn't start too niche, because if you go back through my old unlisted videos that are still up, but you can't find them by searching for things, there's a bunch of videos under superhero studies, which is what this channel used to be called, but it was too specific of a topic. I got really bored of it and just ended up not doing anymore.
I think another fun note is, like you were saying, whittling down, but also expanding and changing, right? Nothing ever stays stagnant for too long. Jazza completely changed the way he makes YouTube videos recently, to the point to where he changed his name from Draw with Jazza to Jazza. So, and I think, was it whenever you started expanding into Illustrator Reacts and stuff like that wasn't strictly just drawing videos, that you started blowing up?
Yes, so that is kind of a bit of a double-edged sword in a way, in the sense that the Illustrator React videos were doing super well, but then suddenly when I wouldn't do one for a couple weeks, none of the channel would really tank and wouldn't do very well until I did another one of those, because suddenly a huge bulk of the people coming to the channel only wanted to watch Illustrator React videos. And so that's why I when I was originally starting a channel, I remember being told that there basically are no more variety channels on YouTube getting big, because people will, the way YouTube's algorithm kind of works, which again, I've said I don't totally understand it, but if you have a bunch of videos in a row that your audience isn't clicking on when they get the notifications, for the people that have the bell rung, YouTube thinks that people are bored of you and won't push out your videos as much. It'll send out less notifications to people. Right. So when I do an Illustrator Reacts video, unless I do one soon after, my notification swarm that gets sent out would drop so much that the channel would really dip, because people aren't clicking on the non-Illustrator Reacts videos.
Right.
So the Illustrator Reacts videos helped the channel really take off and get exposure, but then it was also hard to get people onto the other kinds of videos, which I've kind of just recently finally gotten to a point where people are more so watching the drawing videos than Illustrator Reacts. Like the last Illustrator Reacts only got like 50,000 views or something, which is still good, but things like the Avengers as Dragons videos got almost 300,000 views. So I'm like, okay, people finally like my art as much as they liked when I talked about other people's art.
Hey,
that's good. Did you have any techniques that you used to get around that, or did it just kind of happen naturally over time, just keeping up with?
It kind of just happened. I almost think of it as being like Stockholm Syndrome, where people came to people were actually, that's probably not a fitting analogy, but people came to my channel for the Illustrator Reacts videos, and enough people were starting to, I think, like respect my opinion and enjoy my personality, as we were talking about earlier, that even though they thought, oh, I don't want anything but Illustrator Reacts videos, but if I wasn't putting them out as much, they're like, well, I still kind of want some content from you, so I guess I'll start watching the other stuff. And then they just got dug in enough to those videos, because I do put out way more drawing videos than Illustrator Reacts videos, that people were finally like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I'll keep watching these. And it was just kind of, I don't know exactly where the transition happened between Illustrator Reacts videos being popular to the other kinds of videos being popular, but I think it really does kind of just go back to your personality, because once you have more content out there and people watch even 1, 2, or 3 things where they like your personality, they'll watch a bunch of your other videos regardless of what they're about, which is actually how I personally started listening to podcasts, because I watched all of Mr. Sunday Movies videos and I ran out of his videos and was just like, well, I like this guy's content enough, I want more out of him, so I started going to listen to his podcast. So it all kind of comes back to personality, regardless of what you're doing on YouTube, art or anything else.
Right. The tactics of how to grow and how to expand are secondary to actually having a compelling person.
Yeah.
Because that naturally it will happen. Just like you said, naturally after you blew up, you kind of started just over time getting more people to watch your videos that weren't Illustrator Reacts. It wasn't like a tactic, or it wasn't all of a sudden a switch. It just, your personality, if you kept consistent and kept your personality improving it, or whatever you want to say, kept it consistent, you eventually just attracted those people to, rather than Illustrator Reacts attracted them to you, which could be taken in many contexts, but
yeah, exactly. And
that's a good way to go, because just imagine someone having videos like we are talking right now, but then the next video is just like, hey, welcome to it.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Art Friends podcast. We are today talking about energetic things that help with art, such as Red Bulls and not to say company names, apparently.
Oh, you too slow, lightning art. Woo! Yeah, that would be very annoying.
Secret to art, caffeine.
That's too true. That's way too true.
But yay, I think that was a fun episode. I think we can wrap it up there if no one else has anything they'd like to say.
Sounds like the police are coming for Opalia, so I guess we better wrap it up there.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Jesus. Can you hear all the sirens?
Opalia, if you want to run, you can still stay on the call. Just make sure not to hang up until the episode's over.
Yeah.
So, but yes, with that being said, Opalia, if you're getting arrested, I understand we can't have you say anything right now, but...
No, I will talk. Okay, so
to kind of recap and or summarize what we said, we were just kind of talking about YouTube channels, how one grows them, why one would start them or how to start them, so on and so forth. And the reason is because we got a lovely guest. Thank you so much, Christian, for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you. This was super fun. Definitely want to.
It was a great time
Nice.
for me.
Definitely
too.
want to come on another episode if you'll have me.
Oh yay! I would love to.
Yeah,
have
that
you
would
on
be
another
fun.
Episode. So,
Maybe
Christian
next
on
time, not
another
an interview
episode,
where
too.
we just like, haha, we will steal all your tricks to get good.
Hey.
Yeah, we're just
Because this
we're-
whole episode was a facade. Haha, we
Yeah,
tricked
next
you.
week you're gonna see Art Friends has 200,000 subscribers, and we're just gonna be like, hee hee hee, we have become your rival.
Haha.
Oh yeah,
Compensation.
Christian, we're too busy for you this week. Maybe some other time.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's like, if you want to feature, our PayPal is open. So
If you're on the $100 a month tier, then we'll consider bringing you
oh, Coen sabotage the
might
Discord.
on.
Anyways, guys, this has been Art Friends. I am very happy for Christian to join us as our special guest. And you know the deal. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and apparently there's a bell you can ring. Nice! See you next time. Stay
Yay,
safe.
bells
wash
are
your
built
hands.
for ringing. All right, bye everybody.
Yay.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Okay, I gotta do something real quick. You might hear some noises in the background, but that's just my family talking.
I
I
think
have
that's
to-
you being a vampire and biting people.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what that sounded
that
like.
sounded like a vampire duck to me, Coen. Have you made
Yeah,
your
but-
duck more efficient by making it
Oh my
immortal?
god. Oh, that's
Yeah,
how it
wait.
carries you?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, it's all coming together. The lore of Coen
The
and
Coen
Coen's duck.
Palmer vampire duck lore.